Welcome to Interactive Webinars for Small and Home-Based Businesses. I'm Karen Reddy-Penning with Monarch Empowerment Coaching, and this is Renee Morin of EBC Services and Matthew Abulafor of APED Canada. Tonight we're going to be talking about making social media work for your business. Matthew, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Karen and Renee, and it's an honor to present one of the most important topics of the time when it comes to social media and how it works for us. So I want to bring up my slides, and then we will start. I'm very sure all of us are very familiar with social media. So it's something that most of us, or all of us, use for our business. And I would like to highlight that using social media for our business, either for interacting with our customers or selling items or providing tips, is what all of us should be doing. And if we're not doing that, well, this would be an opportunity to start. So I believe we can all see the presentation in front of us. And basically, the whole idea is for us to talk about how we can make social media work for us. This webinar actually is divided into 3 parts. We're going to highlight basically the first topic, which is looking at the challenges of using social media in our day-to-day business. And the other 2 objectives will be handled later on in another series, because it's also good for us to look at how we can have a social media strategy and use it for our business, and of course tips on achieving success. Those 2 topics we will handle at a later time, but let us focus on what disturbs us the most. Challenges with social media, and I must confess, it is a bit frustrating at times when we have a Facebook fan page and it's not really producing its expected results of conversion. What I mean by conversion means getting a client to buy something from your Facebook fan page or from any social media tool. Another big challenge or frustration is, of course, the ability for us to engage with our clients using social media. And what we have here on the screen basically are some of the challenges that most people have. Number 1 is the lack of time. And this is something that almost everybody has a problem with. Being able to juggle with posts or with videos, and also with meeting with our clients and actually doing work. At times, social media, or the use of social media, could actually create an eclipse of what we're supposed to do, actually, which is, selling or meeting people or even like going out to deliver products. At times we spend more time on Facebook doing other kinds of stuff, and most of us consider it as a waste of time. Apart from that, we have another set of people that find it very difficult to find brands. And this, of course, depends on the niche that we're in. At times, if we have a product that we're selling and our target market, if it's for seniors, well, the question is, are many seniors going on social media to look for products? Well, if not, then one might need to change strategy. Or even if it is the youngsters, assuming if you're trying to sell a particular item, but that item is not resonating with your clients, with your followers on any social media platform. That, of course, could also be very frustrating. A lot of people also find it difficult to understand, too, that using social media is almost like using your phone, or even meeting people face-to-face. The ability of connecting with people is what a lot of people find it very challenging to do. Most people find it difficult to talk to strangers. So for instance, if somebody new comes on Facebook and sends a message, how comfortable are we to communicate with these individuals that is also a very big challenge. And more or less, a lot of people just find it very difficult using these tools because these tools are no longer as effective in quote as it used to be years ago when if I post something on Facebook or on YouTube, everybody sees it. That has changed now, and that has also frustrated a lot of people. So I know I've used the word frustration on a huge number of times, but in summary, it can be challenging. And here we're going to talk about the challenges and how we can overcome these challenges. Let us talk about lack of time. Now, a lot of people find it very difficult to post updates on Facebook and of course other social media platforms like YouTube and Twitter. And the whole idea is that some of us find it very difficult to make time to post. And I would like to suggest that, well, for any of these social media platforms to work for you, you have to have some time, dedicate some time to post. At least an article or two every day or maybe twice a week, but try to make it regular because if you don't showcase your products to your fans, they're going to leave your page or they're gonna like regard it as redundant. Okay, so one big symptom is time. Another big issue is that I've also come across are people who do not respond to questions or inquiries on Facebook. And I've seen this a whole number of times when you go to a Facebook fan page, somebody asks a question, oh, how can I order this product? And they don't get an answer from you. Like, it could be alarming. Those are all issues when it comes to time. So we should try to make out some time. Spend at least half an hour a week, even if it is a week. Spend an hour a week to schedule posts. Search for blogs, search for some news that you might want to give out to people because, again, I wouldn't want to say that you should use your fan page or YouTube channel to sell, but search for new information and post. I'm going to show us an example of how that works. But one thing is to use the scheduler or the scheduling features on Facebook in order to schedule your posts. Spend half an hour a week, schedule maybe like 4 or 5 posts, and let it run throughout the week. And I will show you how that is done in a minute. Then secondly, looking at notifications. At times, it might be necessary to look at the comments that people write on Facebook. At times, I don't know whether we have established this or realized this. Some people end up even hijacking your post by writing comments and even selling their own products, putting their own pictures, even putting their own links on your post in a comment. If you're not careful, people might hijack your post and you wouldn't be able to sell your product effectively. All right, so these are some things that you should do. Spend some time to schedule your post and, if possible, install the Facebook app on your phone. Because I must confess, Facebook and all these other tools that we have should be used almost as SMS. If you're getting an inquiry, it should buzz on your phone. If you're getting like if somebody's commenting on your blog or on your post, it should buzz on your phone so that you can be able to provide answers in a good amount of time. I would say 24 hours. If you don't reply within 24 hours, I'm afraid that you might not be able to get the right portion. Let me switch over to my page, and I'm going to switch.
While you're looking at that up, Matthew, I wanted just to comment that I really appreciate that you brought up the people hijacking posts and spamming your posts, because it's really easy to let that get away from you. And if you keep an eye on your posts and you're actually responding to people in a timely manner, to get rid of those, because it does tarnish what your brand looks like if it's not appropriate. And like you said, you could be losing clients depending on what those links are. So thanks for bringing that up.
Exactly. So again, I just wanted to give you an example of how you can schedule your posts. Like for instance, maybe on a Sunday, like today, for instance, you could actually type, like either in your post, could just say tips, Facebook tips. For instance, I'm just going to show an example. So write publish date. So here you can actually click on the date that you want the post to publish, like 27th, indicate the time, okay, and that's all. And there's another feature in Facebook where you can actually indicate when your post should end. Now, assuming if you're promoting a product and that product it could be like an event, for instance, if you're posting an event and you want that post to disappear after a certain date, because you don't want people to go back and ask for that coupon, even though that coupon has expired. You can actually set, for instance, an end date to your post. So once that date ends, that post will disappear. That's something different, however, is good to note. That you can schedule a publish date for your post like all your 5 or 10 posts for the week, schedule them on different times, and there you go. And of course, you can also decide to put a post end date. Okay, that is just an example of what to do when you want to schedule your posts. Okay, so with that, I will go back to. I will now skip back to my screen here, and I will now go back to my slide. Okay, so another issue with social media is, of course, finding the right audience. And a lot of people find it difficult to close their sales because most likely their followers on Facebook are just not the right followers. And this has also frustrated a lot of people. And one of the causes of the inability to find the right audience is at times when we actually solicit for likes. At times we go to this like ladders and we ask people, like my page and I like you back. In most cases, when you go on those like ladders, you might get your number of likes will increase, but they might not necessarily be the audience you want to pitch your adverts on or pitch your post to, because they're not really interested. All they care about is just, I have 500 likes. The more the likes, the better for me. But it doesn't follow. It's better to have few likes and have those likes, real likes or dedicated likes, that you have many likes that will not convert. Okay, so that is something that a lot of people find it frustrating. And another thing too is that it's not necessary that all your fans are on Facebook. They could be on other platforms. So my recommendation here is look for the right platform. Look for the right platform where your audience could be interested in or using. Like, you can even find that out even by talking to people, right? You might realize that most people, if you're into the photography business, or if you're into the tea business, or if you're into the hair washing business, or hair treatment business, you know what? A lot of people would want to see the product. They want to have pictures of the products, or they want to see people getting their hair or whatever, like a recovery phase. So that is more of pictures than just text. So a lot of people would either use Facebook and Instagram, or Facebook and Pinterest, or even Facebook and maybe a video platform like YouTube or even Vimeo. But the whole idea is, don't just stick to one platform. Have multiple platforms and determine your demographics. Determine your age brackets. If most of your clients are within the age of 35 and 55, then you have an idea of what platform they'll be on. If it's a younger generation, then they could even be using Snapchat. Just look for your audience and find out where they are, right? And that would help a lot in getting the right demographic. But once you have the right demographic, I promise you will see a lot better conversions when it comes to converting your post to sales. One other thing I like to mention too is buying of likes. Again, I'm not a fan of buying likes, but I would prefer showcasing a product, and usually if I'm looking for likes, I'd rather promote a product or write a good article or ensure that what I'm producing adds value. That would actually convert to likes in a nutshell. But buying likes just for the sake of buying it, it may or may not work for you. But that's just my opinion. All right. Now let us move on to the next challenge, which is traffic. Traffic, which is organic traffic, is also referred to as free traffic, is no longer free anymore. I mean, what I mean by free is that you might not be able to convert properly if you're using just free traffic. Those days of free traffic is slightly going away, even on Instagram. On Instagram, even though people will say that Instagram posts you will get like more a better reach, but even on Twitter and Instagram, the algorithms keep on changing, and now they're encouraging business owners to buy, to run ads. All right, so I must confess, even if you are typing, if you're creating a post on Facebook and you even indicate the word sell, buy, order, Facebook will even send you a notification saying that, oh, it appears you're trying to sell a product. Why not create an ad? And that has happened to me a lot of times. So they're intelligent enough to determine whether your posts are free, whether you're trying to market or whether you're trying to share like a holiday picture or a picture about winning a lottery. Anyway, ways about this is straightforward. What I do, and I'll give you a tip, what I do is to actually spend $1 a day on an ad. That's what I do for if I'm promoting an item, I spend $1 a day. That is what Facebook allows you to use when you're advertising a product or in this case a post on Facebook. Now when I'm running an ad on Facebook, I also post additional articles and pictures relating to that product all on my own page at the same time. So even though I'm advertising one ad, which it could be either a ghost post or one post, I'm also inserting some other ads, some other posts on Facebook. In that way, when people visit they look at the ad, and if they're interested, they might now visit my fan page, and if they see other interesting products, then it could also cause an engagement. So apart from the fact that they're buying from me, but they're also looking at my other posts, and they're also creating some type of traffic, as in they're liking my posts, they're buying more products, they're getting to know more about what I do. So my advice, spend $1 a day. Even if it's for 2 weeks, you will see a result. Creating an email list is also very powerful. In fact, creating an email list will enable you to advertise other products and promotions for free. So what people do these days is to build a sales funnel where they spend $1 a day, for instance, create an ad and get people or entice people to sign up for maybe a free coupon or for a free document. And when they're doing that, I'm getting their email address. When I get their email address, I can then use other autoresponders like MailChimp to actually start selling items, not spamming them. I mean, regularly selling an item, giving them a tip, and in that case, you would also realize that uh, even though you're spending a little bit on Facebook or on any other media, you're also tying it with organic methods to get your sales. Okay, and of course, you can also look at advertising on other platforms. As we all know, Instagram is also Instagram allows you also to run ads, and when you run ads on Instagram, I tell you, it works very well. So try as much as possible to, you know, um, tie in your ad, get your funnels working, and with just $1 a day, you will see a lot of results. $1 a day will not, um, it won't pain us if we use that formula. Now, another interesting symptom, and again, I'm not going through the challenges we face. We talked about uh, fans, not the inability of getting the right fans. We talked about the problems with free traffic. Now let us look at another challenge. At times, if I ask someone, how can you tell me in a way how what your clients are like? Well, how are your fans? Tell me how your fans are. Tell us how they behave. And a number of people do not really know how our our fans behave. And if we know the analytics of our fans, it will help us even more to sell better. So the challenge that we face is the inability to understanding the metrics. Facebook, YouTube, all these other platforms, they have very powerful graphs that we could look into to determine the behavior of our fans. And that can help us in determining whether we're posting the right thing, whether we are actually doing, whether we're actually engaging our audience the best, or whether we're just wasting time. And I'm going to go back to my screen to show you what you could do. But in summary, spend some time and learn about Google Analytics, because if you know Google Analytics, you can and if you attach Google Analytics to your website, you can actually determine the countries that your clients are from, those that visit your page, the keywords that they use to access your website, enables them enables you to determine the most frequently visited page on your site. It will give you information about the gender and even up to the age demographic. Now, this could be very useful because in my case, most of my clients are from the States. That I know. So if I know that my clients are from the US using Google Analytics, I can now decide to create a Facebook ad and target just the US market. That makes sense, right? Why would I waste money on a Facebook ad and target to a country while I don't know whether that country is even like whether I'm even getting fans for that country. So I would say use Google Analytics to determine the countries in which where your visitors are coming from, and use that intelligently to focus more on those countries. All right. Another area, of course, is Facebook Insights. If you have more than 30 fans on your fan page, Facebook enables you to look at Facebook Insights. And I'm going to show us, uh, as we go on, how the Facebook Insight looks like and what you could do in order to get more traffic. I will show us that as we go on in our presentation. There's some other information that you might also need to know. One most important information is the click-through rate, and the click-through rate could be explained as follows: 100 people might enter a shop, but only 20 people might buy from the shop. All right, so that 20 now refers to the people who purchase an item from your store, and that gives you the percentage of, like, it's like a success rate. So if 20 people buy out of 100, that means my click-through rate is 20%. So in other words, if I have 200 people and 10 people click on, if I have 200 people, let's say, that viewed my page, and if 20 of those people clicked, then the click-through ratio is also 20%, which is quite good. So the as the ratio of the people who clicked on a page, and that ratio is compared to the total number of people who have seen that picture or site or blog. All right, so that's what the CTR is all about. And I must confess, when you're running an ad, the industry success rate for me is about 1%. So that means that if I should be able to get one click 100 views, one click per 100 views. So if you have 2 clicks for every 100 views, that is the click rate of 2%. That is excellent. If you have a click rate of 7%, oh, that's fantastic. If you have a click rate of 30%, oh, then you're rocking. That means that what you're actually selling is gold. But if your click-through rate is 0.5%, I would just recommend, you know what, pause the campaign, don't bother, because there's some issue about your campaign. Okay, so any click rate 1% and above is acceptable. Now the cost per click is also very important, and the cost per click tells me how much I will spend or how much I have spent per click. So in Facebook, $1 per click is too expensive. That means if I'm running an ad, and if I'm paying $1 per click, that is termed expensive, and I would advise whoever who is running an ad to stop it because you're wasting money. Good cost per click could be 20 cents per click, 30 cents per click. Those are average, but where it gets to even good and even better stuff is where you're spending like 5 cents per click, 2 cents per click, 1 cent per click. Those are fantastic cost per click ratios. So more or less, what I'm saying in summary is the cost per click tells us how much we will spend per click on your ad, on your blog, and the lower the cost per click, the better for you. The higher the cost per click, that means you're running an expensive campaign. Okay? A cent per click on Facebook is gold. 10 cents per click is okay. $1 per click is too high. I will say stop it. Okay, that's my own recommendation. Conversion ratio. That's another very big tool, because 20 people might have clicked on your link, but maybe 2 people might have actually purchased your product. That's the conversion ratio, which is basically the ratio between a click and a sale is the conversion ratio. All right, so these are terminologies that you should become familiar with, and as you go on your Facebook Insights and your other tools, you will see that these terminologies are used as well. Cost per views is something that if you're running a video ad on Facebook, your cost per view tells you how much you're spending per view. So my typical results on cost per views is less than 1 cent. This is where the power of video is. If you're advertising on video, it is to me the cheapest way of out, because I have experienced sales of 0.001 cent per view of some of my videos, and that is basically what you would see on your videos when people are watching it, when you're advertising your videos. Very, very, to me, I would choose video ads any day, because the cost per views is usually less than a cent. Okay, tying things up. tying things up. I will tie it up here, but you will have to forgive me. I'm going to take you back to Facebook to show you the insights. Very, very important. But tying things up from this slide, spend at least half an hour a week to post regularly. Okay, you could spend 30 minutes, line up all your posts, schedule them all, and let it run. If this is not possible, outsource it. Outsourcing it means giving it to somebody, or maybe signing up for for applications like, I think, HubPost. There are a couple of these other third-party tools that you can use to auto-generate posts. That is also a good idea, but again, you have an option of doing it ourselves. Consider doing more online marketing or online networking. Get to know people online, not just meeting them in person. If you get to know more people online, there's always going to be that advantage. They will also take advantage and buy from you as well. Okay, have a small budget to advertise on Facebook or other media. $1 a day on Facebook is almost nothing. So have a small budget, and also monitor the success of your social media campaigns as well. And that will take me back to my promise, which I wanted to basically show us in a way. I promised about using, if I can get this right, I'm going to go back to my screen here, and this is where I want us to focus on, which is the Facebook Insights. This is where you want to determine how successful your posts are. I'm going to leave this page because I'm not going to post anything. And this is a summary about how to use your Facebook Insights. And you can see here a lot of information. Okay, but I want to point out some points here. Like you see here, this is a post that was generated. This gives me information about our reach, gives me information about our engagement. All right. It also gives us information about the total number of likes. As you can see here, it's up by 0.7% from last week. The number of new page likes, which is 12, right? The total reaches for this reach, which is the total number of people who my posts have reached, 239. 23 people have engaged. We have 14 shares and 15 clicks within the last week. All right. So from here, I can take a look at posts. All right. This gives me an idea of when to post. I know at times some people might ask, when is the best time to post and when not? Well, for this fan page, as you can see here, there's a dip between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. So between these 2 hours, why should I post? I shouldn't post anything. If I post anything between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. my time, my local time, it's not going to get that effective results. In this case, I would rather post an article at around noon time, because this is where I get a lot of feedback. As you can see here, midnight is not too bad, but from 8 a.m. to noon is my peak time for me to post. That will be, from here, I can determine when to post my articles on Facebook, and that will give us some good results. Other things about number of likes, you can see that I also have a number of dislikes, so maybe if I reflect on what I posted, at times these unlikes could be either a fan not being satisfied, or could also be some of these accounts that are removed from Facebook. Those ones also drops our like count. So it's not as if people hate what we post. It could be a number of other factors. So my advice would be play around with this. This gives us an idea of what we have, like the videos. There's no videos. I don't have any videos here. But you can see here, I have a spike about my post reach, my organic reach. All this information here is for us to absorb and learn from. All right. So this is basically the information from Facebook. So going back to my Google Hangouts, and now going back to my real my real wrapping things up. I hope we actually had a lot of fun with with this topic about how to make social media work for you. It's a combination of some of our habits that we might need to change. So we might need to be a bit more strategic. But the most important thing is here, work do what works for you. What works for me might not work for you, but at least I've given you an idea of what works for me. Filter it out, um, discover what works for your audience, and make it work. But all I know is that Facebook and social media is the way to go. Advertising, networking, selling, providing tips, and so on and so forth is the way to go. It is the only way to go now. I mean, because it's so expensive if you're going to resort to newspapers. Nobody reads them anyway. Putting an ad on national TV is so expensive. You know, now people even are even putting, like, people are actually creating professional ads on YouTube, and even to create a YouTube ad, for some companies it costs them a fortune because they're now running away from TV into online videos and online networking. So it's definitely the place to go. Okay, well, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video, or well, this presentation. Well, it will come a video at the end of the day. If you have any questions, feel free to send me. I'm on Facebook all the time. Renee is on Facebook most of the time. And Karen is also on Facebook as well. Okay, do you guys have any questions?
I don't have any questions. I want to say thanks for presenting this for us. This is a topic that comes up over and over and over again. And how many times we hear people ask, people aren't liking my page, or people are not engaging, I'm not getting people seeing my page. So some of the challenges that you talked about here definitely address that, like not having your engagement up because because of the organic reach, it's not out there. And why is that? Because Facebook is, well, they're a business, they're out there to make money, right? So they want you to pay for ads, but $1 a day is not unreasonable for a business. So I appreciate that, and I think our viewers will as well. So thank you so much for presenting tonight.
Thank you as well, Matthew. One of the things that I always enjoy learning about is how the analytics work, because it's so interesting. Each different program has its own analytics that you can draw upon to see how successful your business is, and whether you're reaching the audience that you're looking for. So thank you for this presentation and for walking us through the analytics. It was very, very helpful.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. And I hope, again, this is for all of us. We're all here to learn. We're all here to succeed in what we do. So please feel free to ask us any questions, drop us a line, and we're more than willing to help you out even more. All right. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening and wonderful day as well. Bye.
Have a great night.